Welcome to Not From Here, a podcast dedicated to past versions of ourselves.
And the current versions of all of you. We are your co-hosts. I'm Riley Klauza.
And I am Isa Rodriguez. And we are just a couple of Michiganders turned New Yorkers trying to get a grip.
Have you ever been made fun of for the way you say things or thought, damn, I never even realized I had an accent?
Well, we have too, because we're definitely
not from here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Slay.
That 8.
For the 50th time.
We've definitely done it more than 50 times.
No, because we always mess
it up.
We
and then
mess
we have
it
to
up.
redo it.
I feel like each episode requires like 4 mess ups and then...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys.
Hey.
Whoa, 50
episodes.
I know you weren't counting, but we were. Feeling so weird today.
Today's a weird day.
I can't even hide it.
Today's a weird day. No, I can't either.
I'm like,
I feel like we need to just
this podcast is all about being real.
Yeah, we're struggling today.
I am.
Isa had a terrible nightmare.
You guys, I had such a bad nightmare.
I say nightmare or nightmare?
Nightmare.
I say nightmare, and people always make fun
Nightmare.
People always make fun of me for it. But anyway. Nightmare.
No, I had a nightmare. I'm not even going to tell you guys what it was because it's so dumb and exposing. But it was literally about like the family that I nanny for. And it was so vivid. And I just woke up in a horrible mood. And I was up like sad. Like I was just upset.
Yeah.
And I also woke up late for my SoulCycle class. I was meeting my friend Kayla. Shout out Kayla. Listen to this, okay?
I'm listening.
You're like, I literally haven't breathed. I roll up to SoulCycle.
What location?
West 19th Street.
Okay, so not one of our usuals.
No. And I woke up late, so I couldn't take the train because it would have taken me 40 minutes to get there.
Cool.
But an Uber wasn't much better. It was still like a 24-minute drive.
Yeah.
Also cost me $50. Don't want to focus too much on that.
It's because it's raining today. I also took an Uber today twice, and
You're like, no, actually happened 2 times.
paid a lot today. Anyway.
Get to SoulCycle, and here's the thing. I love SoulCycle. Not sponsored. I do love SoulCycle, and I'm becoming a cycling queen. But if there's one thing about the SoulCycle workers is you show up late, they're fucking pissed. Literally, the second I opened the door, they were like, "Are you checked in?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am checked in."
We have some trauma from that.
And then he was like, "Okay, you have 2 minutes to get on a bike. What size shoe do you need?"
2 minutes?
So I'm literally like on the verge of tears. Throw this shit in a locker. I'm like pulling every locker, just like tossing my shit in there. My sweet friend Kayla was so kind as to set up my bike for me so that I could walk in late and just like sit on it and it would be perfect for me.
That is a real friend. Are you guys like the same height or something?
No, she was texting me and I just like told her the like measurements kind of. Like
Okay.
I only have some.
explain
I
that?
only have like the seat memorized because they have numbers.
Oh,
But the
I've never
front
paid
part-
attention. I just like measure where my hip is, and I'm like,
You're like, my hip feels real good right here. And then fully sat in the wrong fucking seat behind her. And it was so tall.
she's
It was
like-
so wrong. She was like trying to get the guy's attention. I couldn't see a damn thing because it's pitch black in there.
and they have the little red flashlight.
But it was fine. You know, I worked really hard. I sweat a lot. And then I just had to like kind of just like pretend like I wasn't sweating and sit here. And now I'm ready for you.
One thing you forgot to add is this is her second SoulCycle class in a row, and she has one tomorrow too. Like, I don't
took one
know what's
yesterday,
going
one
on
today,
with you.
and one tomorrow. I'm feeling in tune with my body, I think, for the first time in a very long time.
I was like, what kind of crack are you taking?
Riley and I go a lot. I mean, we're going tomorrow.
We're going tomorrow. Anyway.
Anyway, how are you today? Tell us about your day.
I'm doing okay. I fell asleep very early last night eating Thai food.
Slay.
No, woke up, Thai food's on the floor, all over my carpet.
Oh, you fell asleep.
No, I fell asleep with the
literally
Thai
with
food.
the Thai food.
With the Thai food. Like,
Okay.
it wasn't...
Okay, therapeutic.
So remember yesterday when I was like, I'm going to take a nap? And I made you leave my house so I could take a nap?
You didn't take it.
I didn't take a nap.
Of course not.
I was too hungry, and I was like, I need to order. If I don't order food now,
be here
I
in
don't
time.
have time to eat before work. And I was like, oh, I'll be productive. Wasn't productive. I did
Whole
call
thing.
my dad, so that was productive. Anyway.
Hey, Dad.
So I was really exhausted, I guess, because I didn't nap.
Guess I was tired.
No, I
Weird.
didn't realize I was so tired until I laid in my bed and then like woke up with Thai food this morning all over the floor. And of course, I have my workout class this morning with Jane, shout out, our queen. And that's at 8 a.m. So I wake up to like Thai food everywhere. Yeah, it's just been like
Not the Thai food.
I cleaned it up. It's fine. Like, but I like the whole workout class. I was thinking about how I felt asleep with Thai food. Like, how did that happen? And it was kind of dangerous too, not to out myself, because all of my forks are dirty for some reason. They're in the dishwasher. So I use this like pitchfork thing that's like definitely like a knife. Like it's supposed to be used for like slicing. And like, I don't even know. But it was like so sharp. Like the fact that I fell asleep with that is really dangerous.
Oh my God.
Like, right? Because I was like, I need something
Damn.
that's like shaped like a fork so that I could eat. Because I couldn't bring myself to wash one fork by hand.
Absolutely not.
Couldn't do it. You couldn't be me.
That is just absolutely not what we're going to
Yeah,
do.
so it's just been like a weird rainy day. And
It's
then
also
I
raining.
I forgot my Starbucks at home. So I'm really pissed about that. I only took one sip. And
First
yeah.
sip, best sip.
Yeah, and that was it. Last sip.
First sip also.
I'm just feeling like really strange today.
I feel weird. Like
I feel weird. We're also in a new space, which is like very exciting, and I'm loving the setup if you're watching us. But I think that always ASMR. I think that always brings an interesting vibe to the episodes when we're somewhere new. But I love this
100%.
space. What do you think?
No, I love it. It's
comfy,
beautiful in
cozy.
here.
I wish we were in like matching sweatsuits.
Me too.
We're giving completely different.
We are giving completely different. No, I was kind of pissed when she walked.
I'm going to a business meeting. Apparently.
You know that I was coming from SoulCycle, and the fact that you are looking so good makes me upset.
Well, I was going to have a date tonight, but I canceled it. Do you have any like life updates for us?
Yeah. We
Tell
did a
me.
54 Below show.
We did.
This weekend.
It was so special.
It was so fun, you guys. It was the Women Do It Better concert,
Hey.
directed and produced by Megan Fitton and Paris Martino. It was so fabulous. Got to meet so many new artists. There was so much talent in the show. It felt like just like a really rewarding experience. And Riley's dad was there. My parents were there. Our friends were there.
We had a silly night.
Sissy and boyfriend were there. It was just like a great night. And then, you know, we went to the bar after, and one thing leads to another. And
Issa's
then
buttoning my pants.
before you know it, I'm like, she needs an Uber home. You know, it's...
Yeah. It was one of those nights. But for me, I like had a therapy session the other day, and I talked about that because I was like, why did I black out? Like, what's wrong with me? And she was like, well, it was Mother's Day. Did you forget? Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's kind of where that little blackout led to. But it was silly and fun. And I like had such bad anxiety the next day though. Like I asked my dad probably 50 times, like, was I so bad? Or like, was I like too silly? Like, and he was like, no, you're fine.
You were also surrounded by like family and people
I know.
that
I'm like
love you
people
and
I feel
care for
safe
you, like
around. Like it was like ideal situation if I'm gonna black out.
100%. Other than that, no. I'm
Great.
going to Florida soon.
Florida.
Can't wait. Actually, twice in a different, like 2 weekends in a row. Don't ask questions. Things are really crazy right now.
Did
Okay?
you decide? Are you coming back between?
Yeah, we're coming back between.
Thank God I can see you.
No, yeah, we're
Wait,
coming
I'm supposed
back.
to watch your cat soon, right?
Well, second weekend.
Okay, we'll discuss. We'll discuss.
But so I'm going to Florida. I'm gonna get tan. Gonna get my Cuban out.
Thank
Pull out
God.
the Cuban card.
No, just kidding.
And one more thing. And then I'm starting a new job in June. So no more nanny Isa. Sorry, Riley.
I'll live.
But yeah, hopefully no more traumatizing nightmares about the children I nanny for. Like, why is that in my brain?
You know what? I'm manifesting that for you.
Thank you.
I don't want you to have nightmares about children.
I ate a lot of chocolate last night. Have you ever heard how like eating a lot of chocolate right before bed gives you nightmares?
No.
I don't know if that's real. It sounds kind of like a myth.
I feel like that's like a thing parents tell their kids so they don't eat a lot of sugar before bed.
Well, my parents definitely are the ones who told me that.
And you're
But
like, I
then
believe
why?
it.
Like last night, I was like, Cameron, like you're gonna have weird dreams tonight.
And you fully did.
If you want to know what my dream was, like literally just text me. I just can't say it on air.
I can't say it on air. No, it's a little fucked. But it made me giggle this
Like-
morning. My morning
favor.
commute. This woman made me so mad this morning. Sorry, so off topic.
No, tell me.
I was taking the train. Of course, I was taking the train back from my class. Not
Proud.
there, back.
One train a day, multiple Ubers a day.
I'm like, I gotta at least get one ride in. Anyway, so my train, I'm at 34th Street station. Crazy, you
Worst
know.
station.
And I'm trying to, the queue is there. I see it, and this woman is walking so slow down the goddamn stairs. I'm like, I can make this train if I run.
If you weren't there.
If you weren't there, I'd be on the train already. And of course, there's, the train just got there, so people are coming up the stairs. She's going so slow down. I feel a little bad, thinking
her.
back. Oh, I checked her. Both sides. I was like, excuse me. And she was like, where do you think you're going? And I literally just hopped on the train, door shut. It was kind of like a movie. I'm like, yeah, that's where I'm going, bitch. Bye. Yeah.
Whatever. She's going to be pissed about it all day.
Yeah,
and
that also set me in a weird mood today where I felt very powerful, but I was like, I literally just pushed people.
You're I actually just physically
I shouldn't do that probably.
shoved a woman.
Yeah, no biggie.
Oh my God, you guys.
But yeah, okay. I do have one exciting update.
Tell us the update.
Okay. I did sign a little piece of paper, so I can't say much.
You can't say much.
Can't say much, but I did book something. I booked a commercial, a TV commercial, which is just so exciting and silly and not silly. It's very much real and I don't know. I feel so many different emotions about it because I just never saw myself as a TV film actor. I was like, no, I'm a theater girl. That's all I do. I think we've had this discussion before, and I don't necessarily have the training in that aspect, but my representation sends me auditions for commercials. I'm like, sure, why not? I'll do it. And then I booked one. And it was for an exciting brand.
Exciting brand. You guys know it. You'll see it. Eventually we'll
It
tell you.
comes out next week. No, I know.
What is this turnaround?
I know.
Oh my God.
They have a lot happening.
Anyway, you'll find out sooner.
You'll find out soon, but it was a very surreal experience, and I wish that was my life every single day, just doing the damn thing. So, having that 24 hours of, whew, I am a celebrity.
I am an actor.
I'm an actor, and then going back to nannying the next day was really, really tough. Really tough. But one day. But yeah, that's it from me.
Slay.
Not much, but okay. Should we get to the topic at hand?
Let's get to the topic at hand. I'm excited about this.
Tell me. I'm ready.
So today's episode is called Broadway Wannabes. If you're new here, we do want to be on Broadway. That is the dream. That is the goal.
Unfortunately.
We are those two girlies, just like most of you who listen, who were sitting in their bedrooms early in the morning, late at night, after school, before school, watching videos on YouTube of big musical theater actors performing at 54 Below, Green Room 42, Broadway stages, watching Jimmy Awards over and over and over again. One day I'm going to be there.
The playbill, the vlogs.
If you're an actor, if you're an artist, if you're a dancer, a singer, whatever it may be, TV and film, you know what it's like to have a dream, man. Mm-hmm. And you also know what it's like to, take a big risk, maybe move somewhere, maybe go to college for acting, artistry, not a real career, right? Get a degree in something that's not real, as people love to say. Mm-hmm. You run into family members, you run into adults that you run into people, and the question is always what are you doing? What's the next move? So, are you on Broadway yet? What's the situation? Da-da-da-da-da-da. And you always feel a bit imposter syndrome, damn, I haven't gotten there yet. And, things are great. I'm working and everything's good. And I'm auditioning and things are crazy. But only us artists really know what that looks like. Unfortunately, unless you've walked in the footsteps of auditioning, living in a city, working a job that you might like and you might enjoy, but it's not your passion. You want your career to be a very specific thing. I feel like this is a really relatable thing. It's half of why we started this podcast, because it's a very hard career that we're in. and people love to share their successes, and the successes are what inspire all of us, right? Like we see a friend, we have Lily Kren on the podcast, just made her Broadway debut. Like that is inspiring. It's motivational. It lights a fire under our asses, to be frank, you know? And it's also like, damn, like maybe I can do it. If other people are doing it, like why give up? Why not let myself try for it?
Like it's right there.
It's right there. We're in the city.
Like,
Eventually,
made the move.
if we keep going, eventually something's bound to happen. Right?
Right. Where does that lead us to?
Okay. So a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks?
Yeah, about a week and a half, almost 2. Exactly what you said.
Maybe 2. I'm like, you can also tell some of the story, but I just don't want to say any names or like location or anything.
No,
besides,
I'm like you. This is your story.
This is my story. Tell who lives, who dies, who tells your story. Wow.
That was a rough one.
Anyway, so Kiki, Riley's sister, who you guys know, she went home for the weekend with her boyfriend. They were hanging out with friends, seeing people, you know, doing the Michigan thing. And they went to a birthday party, and surprise, someone I went to high school with was there. And they were talking about Riley, because Kennedy is Riley's little sister, and they were like, yeah, you know, like my sister, she lives in New York.
I'm a mutual with some of these people.
Yes, with some of the people here. She's like, my sister lives in New York. She's an actor, and she has a podcast. And this girl and all of the people that were there were like, oh, cool. That's awesome. And then this girl that I know said, oh, I know a girl like that. She moved to New York, and she's an actor, and she made a podcast, but she's a Broadway wannabe. Like, okay, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong, but like.
Doubles down, you guys, and says outlandish shit about how the only reason I'm with my boyfriend is because I need him to pay my bills out here in New York so that I can chase this dream of being an actor.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, if you know me, if you know my boyfriend, that is absolutely not true. If you don't know me, sorry, not safe for work, Mark. I don't give a fuck what your opinion about me is or my boyfriend. But it did spark this perspective and like this conversation in my head, which is kind of why we've brought it to the podcast today. Anyway, here are a couple of reasons why hearing somebody that I knew from high school called me a Broadway wannabe kind of fucking pissed me off. For one, it is so incredibly brave to move somewhere and chase your dreams. Doesn't matter what it is. Whether your dream is being on Broadway, whether it's being a movie star, whether it's being a doctor, a surgeon, a teacher, whatever that may be, there isn't like a specific path in your life that's right or wrong. And so when you see people around you doing things that you don't understand or pursuing other careers that maybe you're not interested in, it just felt a little bit like, whoa, I haven't talked to you in 7 years. And you are successful. Like you're going to school, you have this career, you have all this money, for lack of better phrasing. So it just felt so like gross to call like a wannabe, like an actor, like a wannabe. Like that is quite literally the definition of moving to New York and trying to be an actor.
Yeah, I'm like
I do want to be on Broadway.
Yes, and we are Broadway wannabes.
Correct. Like, and that's why we're calling the episode Broadway
And what about
Wannabes,
it?
Because like I'm fucking claiming that term. Like, yeah. Reason 2 why it pissed me off. I'm not on Broadway, you guys. I'm not. And so
Oh, you're not?
no,
I know.
I would tell you. But like at the end of the day, like I'm just a person, right? And like that fucking hurts. And it hurts my feelings too because it's someone that I don't talk to and I didn't really talk to in high school.
Did you guys have beef in high school at all? Or were you like
We had like one math class. She was so nice. Literally don't have anything bad to say about her except for the fact that she came for my fucking neck 7 years after high school and made me cry about it. And I'll say that. Like I don't know, guys. I mean, imagine moving somewhere. You're working your ass off doing jobs that have nothing to do with acting, like emotionally and physically exhausting yourself to try and like get to this like place to do one thing, one show, one contract that like one commercial that makes you feel alive and could change the trajectory of your career. And then to have some fucking nobody from high school tell my best friend's little sister my full fucking name and be like, yeah, she's a Broadway wannabe.
It's just, why? I mean, it also just says like a lot about her though.
Yeah.
And like where she's at in her journey in her life. And like, I bet there's like a sense of jealousy because you have like left
Desire.
the state. Yeah. Desire,
Passion.
Dreams. Like, I feel
Drive.
like without like getting too specific, her specific career is like very much like there's like a straight path you just like take. Yeah. And that's that. Whereas like, I think, and you left the state of Michigan. Let's start there.
Yeah.
You left the state. But also like being an artist, I think is it's so fun for us.
It's so fun.
It's so fun, but I think there's a sense of jealousy from like other careers sometimes because like to them our work is just like playing and like pretending and like
it's easy.
oh like it's so easy, like oh you don't actually have to work.
Yeah.
Like get an actual job. Like I've had a man say that to me. Anyway,
Yeah.
and so I think part of it also comes from like unfamiliarity, like not understanding truly the work that goes into it. But it's still fucked, and I fucking hate her. I don't even know her.
Yeah. No, it's just wild to me because the older I get, and I feel like this is something that we've talked about on the podcast as well, like the older that I get, I feel myself growing out of a younger version of myself that wasn't as good as this version. Mm-hmm. There are so many things about myself that I still struggle with and like I'm still insecure about, and obviously like so many mental health issues. Like please, the medication is medicationing. But anyway, it's just like it was tough to be like, I feel like I've become a better person, and like I try not to think about people that I've like known in the past and use like what I knew about them then to like make assumptions about them now. Mm-hmm. And also just like I've tried to separate myself from things like high school or early college or things that like
because it was 7
we're
years
moving
ago.
away from, you know, and it's like the people that we were in all of these situations and scenarios, they just like help inform the kind of person that you want to be. There was a version of myself in high school that I do not like. I don't like who I was in high school, especially not towards the end of it. And because I'm older now and because I've grown and I've met more people and genuinely just reflected on my life and my behavior, like I just was like taken aback that somebody that I didn't know, like I have beef with people in high school. Like
I'm probably not even saying that shit.
I'm like, it would have hurt way less if it was like
someone who
knew me and was like, yo, fuck Isa. I'm like, I get it. Sometimes I'm like, yo, fuck me.
Yeah. We love to talk shit.
About it. Yeah, are you kidding me? But it's just like wild. Anyway, the reason I tell you this story, so many people that I've told this to who like love me, like my parents and my boyfriend and my family and whatever, they are like, Isa, who cares? Like, who gives a shit? You barely know this girl. Who cares what she thinks about you? But ever since I was little, I have a very hard time not caring what people think about me. It is like one of my Roman empires. I don't know what it is. Like, I have I understand the logic. It makes no sense for me to care or base my life around this person who I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm still sensitive. And it hurt my feelings.
It was mean.
And so I just wanted to like share because I don't know, like if you are ever in a situation, and we talked about it and you said that something like this had happened to you in college as well, where someone that you like didn't really know said something about you and you were like,
yeah, literally like I don't know who that person was to this day. And I like eats me alive. And that was 5 years ago.
And sometimes like these people that don't know you, like they say things that hit close to home without knowing.
Yeah, it was literally just like a friend was at a movie theater like in our college town, and the person sitting behind her was like on her phone and was like, and I just remember it so vividly. I was in New York visiting, like doing a girls trip with my mom and my sister, and she literally just like, she was like on her phone. I'm assuming she saw something of me and was like, oh my God, Riley Klauza is just such a fucking spoiled brat. Like, she gets everything she wants. She gets everything handed to her, blah, 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 blah. And like, my friend, though, that overheard it didn't know who it was. So I, to this day, have no clue who said that about me. And I'm like, I'm sorry. False. First of all, false. Like, I work very hard for what I do have and what I do in life, and I don't feel as if everything was handed to me.
No.
But yeah, it just like, so I'm like, when we were texting about it, I'm like, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's different because like, you know who the person is, but,
Yeah, but
it just hurts.
yeah. And so you guys, just like I've had to remind myself a lot lately, and even like earlier when Riley was like, I don't know why Issa's going to Soul Cycle so much. I just like, I don't know, like, I want to prove her wrong. And
you will.
everyone in my life. Like, it's not just her. It's like, it felt like the cherry on top, or like she, like, the pot boiled over, right? Because it's like, I'm here, like, I go to sleep and I'm stressed the fuck out because I don't know how I'm going to get to where I want to be. I don't know how I'm going to make it on Broadway. You know, it's like, I don't know how I'm going to get an agent. I don't know how I'm going to do this shit.
There's just not
It's
a
so
direct path.
hard. There's not a path. And so you're stressing yourself out. You're working hard, whatever. And then that comment just like, it boiled over. And I was like, you know what? She's right. I suck. And I'm going to be home. And I can't do a damn thing. And I'm never going to be on Broadway.
Nope. False.
And then I had to bring myself back. And it's like, you are the only person that like knows who you are. And even like us sitting here and talking and like posting this online, like this is even still one small part of who we are. But it's like at the end of the day, the only people that know who like, it's like, it's you. And same to that girl who said that about me. Like, I could say a million things about how I hate you and all of these things, but like, I don't know you. And at the end of the day, like, you are the only person that knows yourself. And so I am really trying to rewire my brain into not caring if people think I'm going to make it or not. Because it's been a lifetime of this stuff for all of us actors, for all of you dancers, all of you singers, TV artists, like everybody, writers, producers, like everybody thinks that you're going to be the one that doesn't make it. There's people that always make it, but it's like, well, that kid went to high school with me. There's no way he's going to make it.
Of course.
You know?
And we're going to.
We're going to. And I think it just puts it into perspective. Like, this is the part of the journey that we lack knowledge on, because people hide for 5 to 10 years when they're not booking. They're not doing, not hide, but like, you know, I'm not posting on Instagram like, oh my God, made my Broadway debut, because I fucking didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I do that, I will be very vocal online.
Of course, as people should be.
Exactly. And that's why, like, when you see people, like, it's hard not to be like inspired and like, hell yeah, like I know that person, they're doing the thing.
They worked hard.
Like they worked hard
and
they got it. Like, why can't I work hard and also get there?
Ugh.
I don't know, you guys.
Yeah.
Just keep your eyes on the prize and don't not do what you want to do or chase your dreams. Like, especially if you're in high school and like people are like, oh, you're just a theater kid. You're like, okay, you do the High School Musicals, like whatever. Okay. That's how I got here.
Yeah, same.
You know? So just like follow your fucking dreams. It doesn't matter if people think it's stupid or if it takes you 20 years to get there. I go to bed at night and I sleep peacefully knowing that I don't say that kind of shit about other people who chase their dreams.
Period.
And yeah, so just be yourself and follow your heart. And if that's cringy, then cringe.
Then don't listen.
Don't listen. Bye.
That was beautiful. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
so
you for
proud
letting
of
me
you.
share.
Of course.
Do you want to talk a little bit about our last 50 episodes
Yeah.
and how we've just kind of
Yeah.
like grown
Did
a little?
it.
Yeah, tell us, Riley.
50 episodes. It just, wow. Wow. I think back to episode 1 all the time. I will never listen to it, but I've tried. I've tried to
I
listen
can't.
to. No, don't. Like, don't.
I can't listen to any of it. No, I literally can't.
It's just, I know. And one thing I want to say is, I think if anything, making 50 episodes of a podcast, huge accomplishment. I'll say it. Tooting our horn.
Toot.
Huge accomplishment. And especially with the career we're in, 2, the year we've had, like, we did that shit.
I know.
And that is such a big accomplishment in itself. But going back to episode 1 and there's a few things I've really like learned throughout these 50 episodes. Is it okay if I share?
Go for it.
Thanks. So 1 is actually I have to pull out my list.
She's pulling up the notes app. Nobody worry.
I think the biggest takeaway of all of them is that my voice deserves to be heard. And I think for a while there, especially when we first started the podcast, I like almost I don't want to say like I was embarrassed, but it's like weird to talk about like, oh, I have a podcast and like I like talk and like I don't know. I think there's like a bit of imposter syndrome in my head sometimes that's like, well, why do you have a podcast? Like what do you have to say that like other people don't?
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm like, you get it. But one lesson, like I really have like tried to like remind myself when those thoughts come to mind is that my voice deserves to be heard. My experience is unique. And although it is unique, there are certain aspects in life that people can resonate with. And I just want to share my journey. I know we always say like this is for the past versions of ourselves, current versions of all of you. And so it's just like nice to have a space to like almost like dump everything that I'm feeling and that like past me would have loved to hear growing up, you know? Good things don't happen overnight. Like, and the progress is like not linear sometimes. Like, you guys, sometimes our episodes flop. I'll say it. Like, sometimes they flop and you guys hate them and it's fine.
Also, the ones where like the audio is like so bad, but it's like, what are we supposed to do? Like, we're just like here, listen
like,
to it. It's just like it's part of.
It's hard. Having a podcast is hard, and that's I think another one of the biggest takeaways. For me, it's just like it is. I say this all the time. It is so much more work than I anticipated. Like I was like, oh, I love to yap and yap. Like no problem, I can talk. But it's like the editing, the audio. The audio is such a pain in the ass. Maybe one day we'll have it good. Maybe
we're getting better.
We're getting better slowly but surely. When we're in the studios, we're doing good. But
we do nothing. We sit down and they set it all up for us.
Yeah, so true.
So you're welcome.
But thanks for bearing with us when it comes to that. But yeah, so like some episodes are just like not going to be our strongest and we're not going to get that like many listens, like even though that doesn't matter. And like that is okay. Or our audio is going to be fucked up. That's okay. And I think lastly, I want to say is the idea of like investing in yourself and like promoting yourself
100%.
And giving yourself the opportunities that like
to
you
put
want.
yourself out there.
Yeah, to put yourself out there. And there was like, it was actually in a class that we took together with actor therapy, but our teacher was talking about like, you know, like you need to post like videos of you like singing or like promote yourself. And I'm like, oh, I never post videos of me singing. Like, what am I doing? I'm not doing that. And I'm like, maybe not videos of you singing, but like you are talking every single week and putting your voice out there for the world to hear. But yeah, investing in yourself when something's really important because it does pay off. Like this year for us, we invested in like our social media and like I think it's been a success amazing. And it has really changed the course of the podcast.
And like seeing that you guys watch us on YouTube too, like
you want to see us?
It's nice. Like it's nice to know that like adding in this element of you being able to watch as you listen. Like if that's what it you know took for some more of you to listen, I'm glad
we'll
that
do
we
it.
invested in that. Yeah.
And it's so it's like maybe it'll cost a little money or maybe it'll like cost more of your time or like whatever that looks like, but like if it's important to you, you should invest in it because it'll all pay off in the end. And no regrets.
No regrets. I think probably the biggest takeaway I've had from these last 50 episodes and really just our podcast in general. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse with this, but when we started this podcast, like I agree, it was really like to talk to younger Isa and younger Riley and be like, what did I need somebody to say to me? Right? Like if that had happened, if somebody had called me a Broadway wannabe 10 years ago, I literally like would not have come to New York. Like I would have quit. It would have destroyed me. You know what I mean? And yes, people tell you not to care, but it's not that easy, you know? And so coming on here and being like, hey, somebody said something about me, haven't seen her in 7 years. Yeah, it hurt my feelings. that's allowed. You're allowed to be sensitive. You're allowed to be vulnerable. You're allowed to share your stories because somebody is going to relate to it. And that idea had us start bringing guests on. And it started so small, like, oh, my friend from this, like, she would be a great guest. Like, this person would be a great guest. And now I feel like when I think of our podcast, like, it feels like we've begun to create a community of people that feel like they are confused or like they might not belong or like they just moved here and they don't know what the hell to do. And no, we don't always like give you step-by-step instructions on how to like go to an ECC or like go to an audition or
I'm like, someone let us know
how to
We're
prep your
looking for
audition
that.
book. But like, I feel like for us, this is more of a space of like talking about journey and transitions and things that are a little more vulnerable and gross and you may not want to talk about. But like, it's the reality of the majority of our journeys. It's like even you finish one contract and then you're like, okay, what am I doing next? That's a transition. That's something that a lot of people don't understand. Like you were saying with other industries, like no matter what you do, like you show up for work the next Monday, right? Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday until you get fired or until you quit. And it's like, for us, it's like you're the biggest job you could have could be for 2 months. And then,
that's
you're
it.
back to being a nanny or a barista or a wannabe, right? But
Ooh, that ate. Sorry.
But
I was
like
whoa.
literally me, I'm like nanny, barista, wannabe. But I don't know, like it feels good to be vulnerable because it also has unlocked a power, I feel like, within both of us, where it's like, yes, at the end of the day, I'm just a woman and I'm swearing on a podcast and I'm just talking shit. But that doesn't make me any less of an artist or of an intelligent woman or of a worthy human being just because I'm investing my time in this medium, in this forum, because I like podcasts. We like podcasts. We like listening. We like doing it. We idolize other podcasters. You know, we have fucking Alex Cooper literally leading the world. We have friends in the industry like Completely Fucking Clueless, which you should check out as well. Like there's just so many people that we've met and we've connected with, people that we've had on our podcast that I never would have even thought I could meet or say hi to at an audition. And we would pull them in, sit down and talk to them for an hour. Now I can call them a friend. It has done a beautiful thing for our careers, for our networking. And if you want to be on the podcast, reach out, message us. If you feel like you have a story to share, if you feel like you relate with what we talk about, like, please reach out. We're not like, we're not like, you know, like, oh my God, no, like you can't be on our podcast.
Yeah.
Like, please, you know,
Look at us.
We would love to continue growing and keep the community building, you know? But so, I mean, thank you for listening to us. And for those of you that like listen often or consistently, like, thank you so much.
Yeah, I think of those people. We have a few people that
do.
listen in every episode. Guys, we did it. 50 episodes.
That's insane. And like you said, like that growth from episode 1 to even this one, like,
Yeah. We're different people.
we are. And that's amazing.
I loved those girls, but I love
these ones more.
these ones more.
I
was
know.
like, do I say it? Yeah.
Do I?
Dare I say I love these little Broadway wannabes even more?
We were just really lost
Yeah.
when we started this. And I think that this has given us like, stop. Why am I going to quote a musical?
No, I'm getting emotional over here. I don't know what's about to come out of your mouth.
Not from here gave us,
But, like,
stop, I'm going to cry.
No.
A soft place to land. Like from Waitress.
That was sweet.
It was sweet. Somebody play it. Alexa. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's so many, you know, why do you have a podcast? What do you even talk about? Oh my God, you guys swear so much.
Guys, we hear this stuff constantly.
Okay. If 2 guys can have a podcast and swear like truckers,
And
why
no one
can't
says
I?
anything. So true. So true.
And so we are embracing our power. We want all of you to embrace your power. whether you are a woman, a man, neither, whether you are straight, gay, black, white, Latino, or AAPI, we love you. And you are beautiful, and whatever it is that you identify as, own it.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be haters, but then there's always going to be people like us who are going to hype you the fuck up because you're amazing. And so are we.
I'm over here just like crying.
That was cute.
That was so sweet.
You guys, thanks for listening to another hour of us just bitching.
No, so true. 50 episodes down.
50 episodes down.
50 to go.
50 to go.
Another 50, another 50. It never ends. Never ends.
We'll see you guys. If anybody wants to fund us, produce this podcast. If you have like an uncle or like a friend of an uncle's cousin who like
you know
is
any
a
producers?
podcast producer, hit us up, please. God, fucking please.
I think we're fun.
Or like if Celsius wants to sponsor us,
So true.
so many sponsors. Soul Cycle,
We're there.
Joe's
so
Coffee, Apple,
You're like
Old Navy. Next week, we are going to give you a deep dive into pop culture because we haven't had time to do so
in
these
so
past few
long.
episodes. So long. We have so much new music to talk about. We have Tony nominations. We'll get
the
there.
Wicked trailer.
The Wicked trailer. We'll get there. Already sobbing. again.
No, there's just so much going on in the world right now, and we just need to sit down.
Cynthia.
If you want to keep up with us on social media, our @ is @notfromhere.podcast. That is NOTFROMHERE.PODCAST. And if you haven't already, 100%, million times, I don't even know, go check out our YouTube channel. Noah Wisniewski pours his heart and soul into that. And we love it so much, and we love him, and we're just so grateful for everything that he does. But as always, I am Riley Klauza.
I am Isa Rodriguez, and we are most fucking definitely
Not from here.
Love you guys.
Bye.
See you on 51.
Mwah.